Welcome back, guys. It's the last day of the course for me recording. I'm gassed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but hopefully this section is the checklist for checkpoints, and we're gonna go through basically, like the title says, checkpoints that you need to be at in the 6-week course leading up to your exam. So hopefully let's get straight onto the iPad. Now it's clear from here that week 1, practicing the questions on Medify, 50 minimum, collective section at the end of the week 1, up to 1 to 2 hours a day. By this I mean, I've explained it earlier in another video, but you ensure that you spend 1 to 2 hours a day. Now you're probably thinking, it's summer holidays, I want to party, I want to chill, I want to be with my friends, play football. That's fine, you can do all of that, but you need to fit in time to prepare for this exam. Like even right now, me filming, I've got siblings in my house, so recording any other time, if it's not 3:30 AM in the morning, would be really difficult, because I need quietness, I just need to be refreshed basically. So 3:30 in the morning is fantastic for me. So again, find time. I'd presumably say Fajr time, that's if you're a Muslim. If not, I'd say 4 to 6 or 6 to 8. And in this way, you'd ensure that you're doing nothing else in that time. So that's one advice that I would give. 50 questions minimum. What this means is that you have enough exposure to the question to be able to go through a method of answering the question, just as alongside using the notes that I've given you, but develop your own method, your own style of answering the questions, and you're able to work through the questions a lot faster than how you was doing it initially. Now week 2, it says practicing questions, at least 300 questions on quantitative reasoning and abstract reasoning. Like I've said, with abstract reasoning, it's all about exposure. Quantitative reasoning, it's all about speed. So by you doing at least 300 questions, and one other benefit on Medify is that you're able to do a pack of 20 or 10 timed questions. The benefit of this is it's sort of like a simulation before you get to the mini mocks. That's one thing I'd advise. So go on Medify. I'm going to write this down. Timed mini mocks of like 10 to 20 questions. Now this is really good. I love Medify for doing this. It sort of prepares you before you have to take an official mini mock, because once you take the mini mock, you're essentially, that's removed from you and you're not able to do it again. You're able to review the solutions obviously, but you're not able to actually attempt the mock again. Now with week 3, we can see 400 questions on AR, QM, and 200 on DM, 70 on verbal reasoning, and SJT section, say 50. The reason why I'm saying this is now you're 3 weeks in. At this stage, I would advise that you spend roughly 2 to 3 hours daily. Now again, you're saying this is probably too much. Trust me, it's not. The last thing you want is to not spend enough time, go into the exam, and then you're not able to apply for a medical school that you wanted, or you have to apply way outside your comfort zone, so perhaps Exeter, and that means that you have to, for example, pay the maintenance fee, and again, it'd be an extra loan that you'd have to take, unless you're very fortunate your parents are rich. That's a different story, but it'd just be something else, and you don't want to be spending in the future when the loan accumulates to over like 30-40k because you failed a Ucat test. So I'd say take my advice, spend that time, because your time is precious, your time has value, and that's what money is. Money is I guess a medium of exchange that has value in it. I guess my economics coming out, but I'm not an economist, so relax. So let's go on to week 4. It says mini mocks, 3 per every section, and 2 complete mocks. 2 complete mocks is in reference to the Medify mocks that are available, and I mean 3 mini mocks per every section. So I want 3 mini mocks done for verbal reasoning, 3 for abstract reasoning, 3 for DM and QR and SJT, and 2 complete mocks. And alongside everything, you have to be finding time to revise the annotations on abstract reasoning, as well as other topics that you find difficult. So week 5, now you're closing into the real exam date. All mini mocks are completed on Medify. This should say on Medify. Make sure that you have completed all of them. Now don't leave out 1 or 2. Trust me, complete every single one of them. You're 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks left to your exam. It's 2 weeks left. Just blast it. This is the hardest exam that you're probably ever gonna take. Trust me on this one. Trust me from experience that I've had. The exam was a shocker. I survived. But it was a shocker in the sense that I didn't do as much practice as I would have wanted, especially knowing the severity and hardness of the exam. And I was primarily revising via a book, and Medify basically saved me. So now let's get on to week 6. Before we get on to week 6, week 5, it says 3 full mocks done on Medify. Now Medify has mocks that are available as well, 3 more, so 3 plus full mocks taken on Medify. This is really important that you do so. Now week 6, it says an official UK CAT exams on the official websites are now done. Now if you haven't done anything and you want exposure, the best thing out there for you is the mocks available on the UK CAT website, the official UK CAT website. If this is on YouTube, I'll be linking it in the description box. If it's not, check the comments and anything else that are present, basically where I can paste the link. But ensure, please ensure that you do all 5 official mocks. Now this is exactly how your exams are going to be. Obviously it's not going to have the same questions, obviously, but it will give you a taste of exactly how your exam will be. And I've repeated that twice. As much emphasis as I can put on it, you need to take those exams. Those practice exams are vital. Do them under timed conditions. Do them, for example, under the conditions that will be in the exam. For example, you won't be able to have your water bottle there with you. Yeah, it's a shocker. I only found out once I tried bringing it in. They were like, leave it outside. You can't even once you take off the label, it's still not enough. You're not allowed to bring it in. So do it under those conditions. Bring a whiteboard and a whiteboard pen if you have one at home and you're fortunate to have one. Practice with that. Don't practice on a piece of paper. Practice exactly how it's going to be in the real exam. Now I say here, revising 4 to 5 hours a day while revising up to the day before. 4 to 5 hours, you're probably thinking, what is this, school? Trust me, you're at the final hurdle. 4 to 5 hours is nothing. If you're revising, right now the clock's there. If it's 3:40 now and I revise 4 hours, it's 7 o'clock. And from 7 in the morning until what time I need, I can do what I want. Then I can go sleep around 8 at night time. 8 at night time isn't too early, depending on what you need to do. And if you've done that, 8 at night time is not too early, especially if you wake up at 3. It's 7 hours quantitative reasoning right there. And usually for a growing person or a person who has reached or gone past puberty, 7 hours is more than enough, at least from my opinion, scientific opinion. And the last day that I'm going to give, the final advice is gently revising. Gently revising is just looking over your notes, maybe 1 or 2 hours in that whole day. That day is for you to relax, and I'll emphasize that in the next video about the final mindset that you should have going into that exam. And that's essentially the checklist for the checkpoints. Now, it's really important that you stick to this. There is an option about delaying your exam. So for example, once you book your Ucat exam, you have the option, I think it's like 2 days before your official exam, or 48 hours, you're allowed to reschedule your UK CAT date. Now, I would not advise this. If you go back to the first videos, when to take my UK CAT exam, I show that the interim results are always higher than the final ones, primarily because of school impacting your time to revise and your, is it called efficacy, like your efficientness. So trust me on this one. Schedule it for around August 20th to August 30th and just bang it out. Honestly, like, yes, it's going to require a lot of time, but it will save you a lot. I have many friends, I have many peers who just didn't take the UK CAT seriously, or they took it seriously but not to the degree that they should have, and now it means that they're at home taking the gap year when they really shouldn't be, especially as their grades are amazing. But the grades means nothing if you do not get past the admission, like the first stage essentially. That's the admissions test. And please take my advice on that. Please take my advice. People pay for these sort of tips, especially take it as if I'm like your older brother. I know that sounds a little bit creepy, but trust me on this one. Anyway guys, let's get on to the next video. If you have very minimal time, I have an ebook that is present in the link description, and that's my killer tips. Essentially, I explained them in the video, but there are some tips in there that I haven't really explained. Basically, catch you guys on the other side.
Why is it hard?